Welcome back to Ravenport on Farming Simulator 19 for episode 19 with me, MrSealyp. Well, the time has come apparently. My cotton in my field, field 2, is ready to go, ready to harvest. I have leased the cotton harvester. Oh, the Modular Express 635, very, very nice. Over on field 4, I've taken on the contract for ploughing. That is being done at the moment by a worker, so I thought I'd double up. And the money has gone up. The money's gone up. I've done a couple of fertilising jobs. I've done a ploughing job, harvesting job. You've probably already seen a few little clips. Like I say, I don't put them all up. Otherwise, the first start of the video is like 5 minutes of just clips of all the contracts I've been doing. But I'm doing contracts. I'm trying to get as many done as I can. And the money has increased, which is fantastic. Because where we need to be. This is going to be interesting. I'm really, really intrigued to see how much money. Because I've done quite a few cotton contracts, but I haven't done any cotton for myself. Oh, it's all around 100%, isn't it? So let's get straight into it. Now, obviously, this cost 24,000 to lease, which came off my top line. And I did say I've done a couple of contracts to kind of cover that anyway. But it'd be interesting to see what I make off this field. If I then take off the 24 grand for the lease of this, I'm still going to make money. And I'm curious to see how much money I'm going to make and whether it is worth it. Somebody did say it's always best to keep hold of this. One of these, if you do lease it, and then roll it over to, if you're going to repurpose the field and do cotton again or whatever, then you haven't got to keep releasing. The only problem with that is if you go past midnight, you then get charged for another day. But I suppose that's got to be, is that cheaper anyway than leasing it from scratch, isn't it? I suppose so. It might be not a bad idea if I intend to do cotton again, is to keep that on a kind of long-term lease. Might work. I really don't know. I haven't leased the trailer yet to collect, because I thought, well, I'll just start harvesting first and then we'll worry about collecting later. So let's get cruise control on. The yield should be good because it's all how it should be, fully fertilised, all the rest of it, and it's not a bad sized field. I reckon, and this is, we'll go for a guesstimate. What do we reckon? I think we might get about 30,000 litres off this? Oh no, maybe that's too much. I don't know, possibly. Maybe 25,000, I don't know. I have no real frame of reference, it's hard to tell. Because when I've done the contracts on other fields for cotton, the fields are normally in pretty poor state. They don't have fertilising on them, or they need lime, or they needed ploughing. So what you're getting off them is a kind of fairly minimal amount. So the fact this is as good as it can be, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Seats bouncing away there. Don't think Farm Dog was enjoying the bouncing seat very much. Don't know why. It's about that time of day the postman comes. So every single noise out the front is up at the window. Do you know what? This could be pretty good. This is not a bad yield, is it? And it's surprising, it's a deceptive field. Like I say, you look at it on the map and you think, oh, it's actually not that big. And I suppose that's because there are quite a few large fields on this map. There are some small ones as well, but I guess that's it, isn't it? You assume, oh, it's just small. What's going on here? Let's back up a bit more, I think. something there, shall we? It's better. Okay. We should get in 6 rows. Sometimes 7 if you're a little bit cheeky with it. Cruise control. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're not far off 2,000 litres already. This could be better than I thought. So, what we make off this, combined with what we've got already, I think we're going to be into new harvester territory. That's what I'm aiming for. I want to get a new harvester. So the finances from this will get us a new harvester. I want to try and pay off a bit more of the loan. I paid off 5,000 of it. I did a couple of the contracts and I thought, you know what, it's not a problem to chip away 5 grand off it every now and again. But I'd rather do in one kind of big hit, a big chunk of it. I don't want to have the loan hanging around past midnight, actually. If at all possible. So I'm going to carry on for a little bit on this. I'll see you when we either get to a full bale or we finish the field. I think we're going to get to a full bale before we finish the field, I think. And then we'll have to think about leasing a bale trailer. I know a lot of people have been using the Fleagle DPW and people have been lifting up the cotton bales with wheel loaders, telehandlers with manure forks and all sorts of stuff. And I know realistically it'd be way too heavy and it wouldn't work and that kind of thing. But, you know, that's what I've always said about Farming Simulator, is what fascinates me is how you give a person a problem and they'll think of a way to solve it. You give the same problem to 1 million people and the results you get, the way people problem solve is phenomenal. It's incredible, the ideas people come up with, the things people will try, things that would never necessarily cross your mind at all. And other people think, oh actually, yeah, you know what, let's give that a go. And when you see it, you think, that's brilliant. And it's a lot of the times it's quite a simple, straightforward solution, but not necessarily one that would cross your mind, you know. Let's go. I thought I'd whiz back over to the store, pick up the case, and I've leased the Modulo 4, the something module, Module 4, yeah, Module 4. I think it was 1,000, how much was it? 1,275 to lease. We will make that money back, no problem at all. I reckon we're going to get a bale and a half by the way it's going at the moment. Let's get all beacons on. Like I say, there are all different ways people have found to do this, and they've been putting them on all sorts of trailers and all very, very clever ways of doing it. But to be fair, I don't have a telehandler, I don't have a wheel loader at the moment. That's going to get caught on that car. No, left me a bit of space, that's good. So this just seems like the easiest and obvious way of doing it, really. For 2,900 something, I could have leased the double bale one, but that's going to require either a semi truck or a dolly, and I thought it's just, I don't mind doing 2 trips. Or what I could do, to be fair, is do 1 trip on this, and then the second trip actually just bring the harvester back and take the harvester down and unload directly into the sell point. I could do that, but you know, so I'm not going to get past this, am I, until the car comes. Weirdly, that New Holland T9 is really struggling on field 4, when I started off the ploughing contract on there, and I hadn't even noticed that my field 2, was ready to harvest, so I was just merrily ploughing away. It's surprisingly steep when you get to field 4 and you kind of look up. It goes up the hill to the top right hand corner when you're looking up the hill. It gets quite steep, and I couldn't work it out. I was going up the hill and it slowed down, so it was doing 1 mile an hour. I thought this should be ploughing at 7 at least. I mean, alright, going uphill it's going to be a bit of a struggle. The thing is, because you're borrowing equipment, I didn't actually stop to look and see what horsepower the T9 was. I just, that's the equipment, I'll just take it. And I suppose because it's borrowed as well and some of it already needs repair, it's also possible that if the plough's in a poor state of repair, it's going to slow the whole thing down anyway. So yeah, as you look up there, it gets quite steep as you go to that top right hand corner. So after doing 2 or 3 runs, and I hired a worker, and it slowed right down to 1, I thought the easiest way to do this then is go across the field. If I go across the field at a diagonal, it kind of negates that steep bit. So I went as far up as I could go. So we'll drive up and have a look. I went as far up as I could go, put it at a diagonal, and let it go, and it went across the field at 6 miles an hour. And the problem was it was doing fine till about here, then it slowed down to about 4, and then as we went a little bit further up it slowed down to 3, then 2, then by the time we got to about here it was going at 1, and it just crawled and crawled. So I thought, from this point here, going across the field, it went diagonally at 6 both ways. So I'm going to do the whole field, and obviously as you go further down to the bottom corner of the field it levels out, so it'll be ploughing faster down there. If I can get the whole contract done and it doesn't require this bit doing, then that's fine. If it does require this bit doing, then I'll just bring it back up and I'll start here and go kind of just trying to avoid it slowing down too much, because it was taking forever. And it's funny, sometimes you just don't think about, you put it on a field and off you go. It didn't even cross my mind that it was going to slow down like that. But of course I suppose it would do. As the worker stopped, that's a bit weird. Yeah, looks like it has. Okay, I need to set it off again. That shouldn't be. That should not be idle. That can't be far off a full load now. We're going to go across the train tracks. I think what I'll do, let's swing around. Let's go and sort this worker out first. Then we'll get across at the top here, and then we'll go down to the field, and we should be ready for our first bale. Let's see what kind of money we're going to make. Yeah, it stopped. How weird. So out the other way. I wonder why it did stop. It did keep coming up like that. Stop field not owned. What are you on about? This is the field we're supposed to be working on. Buffoon. Now get on with it. Okay, right, that should get on with it again. Now hopefully when that unloads... Oh no. I was just about to say, hopefully when that unloads I won't get a glitched bale that's hanging in the air. I already have. I can see it. Actually, go across here? Probably shouldn't, but it looks like a fairly okay bit. Oh man. I thought this had all been sorted in the update, the patch. Oh, I suppose I could have crossed down here as well, couldn't I? Yeah, we got a floating bale. Brilliant. Well, that's realistic, isn't it? This all needs to be cultivated anyway. Cotton doesn't regrow. Please tell me cotton doesn't regrow. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Oh dear. I might repurpose it for something else anyway. I might do soybean in it next, or canola or something like that. Don't want to just keep doing cotton. I know it makes you good money. That's just brilliant. I'm pretty sure as well, if I lower this down. Will it pick it up, or will it just, because it's in the air, it just won't accept it at all, will it? Come on, just a nudge, just a slight nudge, that's all I need. Nope, nothing? Okay then. Try this again in a minute. How frustrating. I really thought that had been sorted, but apparently not. That'll do for the time being. Right, stop that there. Harvest is still going. How are we looking? Lovely. Okay, right. I'll have to see you in a minute then. So after a lovely cup of tea, come back, and the bale's on the floor. Gravity is restored. One bale, 20,000 litres. Let's see, shall we? Let's get those beacons on. Let's get down to the sell point. The sun is starting to dip already, 5:15. I wanted to get this done before it gets too dark. And then we'll see how we get on. I might do another one of my pull an all-nighter and go through the night, do as many contracts as I can. But what I also want to do is get that field finished, get the ploughing finished, see what money I'm ending up with, and before going to bed, in-game, not in real life, getting a new harvester. I'm quite excited about that. Helper C has completed their task. No, they haven't. Helper C has decided to stop. The task is nowhere near complete. I'm pretty sure it's only about 65 or 68% done, so... Helper C, not particularly helpful. Now, which way should I go? Which way's the best way to go? Probably cross country, I guess. Yeah, he stopped again. Right, I'll see you down there in a minute. Otherwise, you're just gonna just drive all the way over there. Still very quiet inside the cabs, isn't it? Look at that trailer of money. Right, which way should I go? Let's go this way. And if I go down past the livestock market, then down the dirt track under the rail bridge, and then that should bring me right out. It's kind of cross country, isn't it? Maybe we'll do the whole route. Now, what I'm also thinking of doing, and it depends, by the time I finish this contract and the ploughing contract, I might well do... Oh no, has it been done? Oh man. Hang on, let me just check something. I should have done it when I had the chance. Oh no. I'm going to do one of those. I'm going to do one of the potato sowing contracts. I'm curious to see, even paying for the seed, how much money I can make. I did, again, I can't remember who it was that commented. Someone said they've done them before, and even paying for the seed, they came out of it with about 30 or 40 grand or something. So yeah, it's going to be time consuming, and like I say, if it's going to be one of those ones, do it through the night kind of jobs, that might be a nice little earner, mightn't it? Again, it's just putting the time in, isn't it? If you've got the time to do it, if you're only playing for a couple of hours each day, yeah. But then I suppose even then, if you take on that contract, because you can now save the game, you can do a contract like that. It does get a little bit, you know, it will become monotonous, but, you know. If you want the cash, that pillar is right in the way, that doorpost. Oh, train's coming. How much will we get? I haven't checked the price of cotton. I'm not intending to check the price of cotton because I'm going to sell it regardless. I could put it to one side and hang on till I get a really good price or something like that, but I'm just going to sell it. I am curious. So... 91,000. Wow. So for everyone that told me, yeah, do cotton, it's worth its weight in gold. You know what? £91 grand. So if I get another 10,000 bale, because I don't think I'm not going to get another 20,000 litre bale off that. Half that, another 45. Wow, yeah, okay. Not bad. Right, I'm going to get back over there. I'm grinning like an idiot now. So after retrieving my second floating bale, I didn't quite get to 10,000 litres. The second bale was 8,900 or 8,600, something like that. So we'll see what we get for this. The first one I unloaded, we got 91, so just want to do the maths, or math, depending on where you're from. Because realistically, even if you leased, I mean, yes, you'd get more profit if you didn't, but even if you leased the cotton harvester every single time you do this, and if you did it on a bigger field, you're going to make even more money, you're still making a colossal amount of money. Obviously, it depends what they're selling for at that particular time. If you're getting a particularly low price, then maybe not so much, but let's see what we get this time. Another 39. So 91, 39. What's that? 120, 130,000. So 130,000. Even taking off the harvester lease, which was 24, and the lease of this trailer, which was another 1.5, so 25, we're still 100 grand in profit off that one field, field 2. Not a particularly big field, and obviously I suppose then if you take into account the cost of seed and that kind of thing, but it's still a big profit and still well worth doing. So what we're going to do now, take this trailer back, we're going to back up to the store, The store have been incredibly accommodating. Thank you, Barris. I've kind of taken root at the store, in all honesty. I've got my farm just to the left, I've just gone past, which is my dairy farm. But because I'm doing a lot more contract work, because it's MrSealyp's farming services, I've kind of based myself out of there. Not by choice. It wasn't a decision I made, I will be working out of here, it's just kind of happened. Because when you're borrowing equipment from farmers, that's where it comes. Because there's no seed and fertiliser refill points or anything, you have to buy and sell your pallets, and this is where they are. It's just happened that I've ended up dumping all my stuff here. It wasn't my intention initially, but that's just kind of how it's worked out. But now I know I don't have to take this back to the resale point. I can just go onto lease items and return it, and it will vanish from wherever it is. But I was here anyway, so it made more sense to do this. So this is the first step of Operation New Harvester. Now, at the time of recording this, I haven't begun editing yet, but I have an idea. So you've probably already seen the idea, if it worked. So did you work out what the harvester was from the thumbnail? Potentially. So let's return that. That's been returned. Because I've decided what I'm going to buy. And again, it might be a slight false economy, maybe, but I just thought, I don't care, I'm doing it. So let's park this up. I was hoping the plan we'd done on field 4, but it's taking... Is that running? I did. It's taking forever, so I was hoping to have that money added in. So this harvester, if I can jump the reel, there we go, we're going to sell. Now, you may not have seen me use this very much, and it's that kind of, why did you bother buying it? I have used it quite a lot off screen. A lot of the side contracts and missions and harvesting jobs and various different things I've done, I have actually used it a fair bit. It says 3.7 hours on it. When you think of the size fields I've been doing, it has had a fair bit of use. But it was only ever a means to an end to get me where I need to get to. And like I said before, it became apparent very, very quickly that to do some of the larger fields and use your own harvester, this took ages and ages to do it. So, let's see what we're going to get. Let's repair it first. And we will get 78,000. Not a massive amount, but it all adds up. We'll come off of there, come back on again. Repair that. And we'll get another 25 for that. Okay, that's not bad. So we are up to 565,964. That's the most I've had in game. Oh wow! Because when we started this off on Start From Scratch, we started with 500,000, didn't we? It's 100,000 if you do new farmer, isn't it? I can't remember what I started with. I'm sure it was 500,000. So that's the most we've had in game. So what will it be? I will justify my reasons. I don't need to justify my reasons, but I'll explain. It's one of those things. My wife was watching me play the other day, and I was recording, and she sat there grinning away. And I said, "What are you smiling at?" And she said, "I love the fact that all of your thought processes aren't thought processes. You say them out loud." And I think that's kind of part and parcel of what I do when I put on my things and chat. I kind of do just do it all out loud, explain kind of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. I don't know, it's just why I've always done it. So, harvesters. What I was going to do was get the Massey Ferguson Activa 7347S for 202,000, and then obviously the header. That's got an 8,600 litre tank. Then I scrolled across one and I thought, oh, John Deere. And it's weird, there seems to be a very strange mix at the moment. John Deere was the new big brand in game, and everyone was hyper John Deere. I wouldn't say I'm a John Deere fan or anything like that. I love New Hollands. I love Massey Fergusons. I think they're fantastic. Some of the fence are just phenomenal. I'm a farming machinery fan, I guess, rather than just a particular brand. But there have been a lot of people not necessarily shying away from John Deere's, but kind of anti the whole everyone's using them because they're new in game, everyone's using them because they're, you know, yeah, at the end of the day, it's a new harvester, they're new machinery, isn't it? You know, we've used a lot of these on, I know that was a mod, wasn't it, the Giants bought, the RSM 161, and I do like that. I haven't got enough to get, I mean, I have got enough to get the S7 790, but I'm not. I'm going to get the T560. Now, to be fair, and this is where, you know, you could go either way. The reason I'm doing it is because I want to use a different type of harvester. On my various different Let's Plays on FS17, I've used a lot of different ones, and I want to use something different. I could use the Activa, and logic would dictate to use that, especially if I'm building my farm up, because it's an 8,600 litre tank, and it's 202,000. The header is a 7.5 or 7.6 metre header. If I get the John Deere, that's another 83,000 on top. You gain 1,400 litre tank capacity, which isn't a huge amount, and the headers are the same size. That's also a 7, I think. 7.6. We'll check it, but I'm pretty sure it is. Like I say, this is just my kind of what I'm mentally going through in my head. Yeah, the free flow 25 foot is they're both the same price, 49,500. That's a 7.6. That's a 7.6. So the header sizes are the same. You're gaining 1,400 litre tank capacity. So then you ask yourself, is it worth that for 83,000? 83,000 more, and you're only going to gain 1,400 litre tank capacity. Plus, you look at the slot count. It's only 12 slots for the Massey Ferguson. It's 33 for the John Deere. So now I'm sitting here now. I'm talking myself out of it. Because then if you went for the RSM 161, which is only a little bit more, but then you only gain another 500 litres, 10,000, 10,500. You know, their big jumps up. Then you jump all up to 14,100, which is a massive jump up. I'm just looking at my finances and thinking, could I afford that? I could, but then there's the header on top, and I didn't want to pay off some of the loan. I'm going to go for the John Deere, simply because I want to use something different. So, what we're going to get it with? Michelin's or Trelleborgs? I think Michelin's, and we're going to go wide, I think. It's a difference of 7,500 though. Yep, we are. That's what we're going to do. I say we, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, let's buy it. Okay. The world didn't end. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And then we need the header, the 625X, for another 49,500. Okay, let's buy that. Actually, the finances aren't looking... I was thinking, oh, I'm going to be so low on my money now. Now, the thing is, 7.6 metre header probably could do with a header trailer. I'm not a fan of header trailers. I don't often use them. That's weird. Is there not a John Deere header trailer? I thought there was. Ooh. That'll work. That's too small. The leg one Quattro, but then there is the new one, isn't there? I haven't enabled it, have I? I might have to enable the other one, the new modded one, because apparently they attach better onto that. I might do that. The Elmer's. I think I'll install that. I'll get the Elmer's one, and we'll have that in John Deere green. For the time being, we've got a new harvester. Oh yeah. Nice. Nice. This is going to make doing some of these contracts so much easier. Let's fire it up. What we're looking like inside. Not bad, not bad. Now I've got to get behind this header. I've noticed that as well. When you when it places them at the store, the headers aren't necessarily. I mean, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference, but not a long way forward, are they? So, oh, I like this. New machinery. Let's lower that down a little bit. Seems very high to me. Someone asked me the other day, hang on, and in and out, yeah, about the reel, and does adjusting the reel affect yield? I don't think it does. I haven't tested it, but I know on FS17 it didn't. It was just an aesthetic thing. You could adjust it to fit your crop, and it was just a nice little touch to have. I don't think it has any effect on yield in 19. Like I say, I haven't tested it, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. So it's just, you can just adjust it to make it look a bit more realistic. But there we go. Another improvement to MrSealyp's farming services. Big old harvester. Cool. I'm happy with that. Right, now I need to get back and check on the. I'll just dump this here, Barry. So I'm sure they won't mind. Let's actually, I will leave it here. Let's just leave it here. Put the header down, lower it a bit. Awesome. Right, let's go and check on this ploughing. It's saying 95% complete, and it's driving me mad. But then it's a big field. It was always going to take a while. No two ways about it. But it'll be another 17 grand, so I'm just thinking now, actually, 223 still left in the bank. I made way more on that cotton than I thought I was going to. That's incredible. I mean, to be fair, I'm even now thinking I might just repurpose that field. Just, yeah, hit it again. Another, you know. Or it's one of those crops I think you could probably do every now and again. I mean, you could just do all cotton and you're going to make an absolute mint, aren't you? Let's be honest. It's just, it's an absolute crack-a-lacking one, isn't it? But I do want to finish this off. Get the money for this, and I really am I'm gonna have a crack at that that potato one. I'm gonna spread it over 10 episodes. I'm not ready. The next 10 episodes will be potato seeding. It could take some time. It really could. Again, I'm now in my head. So this is what I'm talking about. My thought process is, while I'm doing all of this, in my head I'm thinking ahead of, right, okay, how much have I recorded so far? What have I recorded? What might I time-lapse? How much time have I used? Can I edit it down to about a 40-minute video? Will it be not enough? And if I sort of, you know, when I do my ending to the episode, I have been caught out a couple of times and I've recorded my ending and, you know, thanks for watching all that, and then gone to edit and realised I'm woefully short and I didn't put enough in it. So now I'm mentally thinking, what clips have I recorded already? What have I done? What haven't I done? And will this be an incredibly short episode? But then at the end of the day, I suppose it doesn't matter. If you get a short one every now and again, you know, even if it's only a 20-minute one, or, you know, 25 or a half an hour one, it's not the end of the world. It really, you know, I suppose. How are we looking? It's got to finish, complete the contract at some point, surely. I know I'm ploughing across all over the place, and the 97%, the ploughing aficionados will be having a heart attack right now. I do apologise. This was simply just to keep it moving. So I've got one part where it's all diagonal, and then it stopped working. It wouldn't work on the diagonal, so then I went across the bottom horizontally, and these ones are all over the place. It's just the way it's worked out. Well, let's flip that over. I can't take on a new contract till this one's done. I would imagine the ploughs were worn quite a bit. Weirdly enough, and I don't know whether it's because, I suppose because I'm so absorbed in doing the recording and doing my episode, and I'm just doing jobs. When I did the repair video on what happens when you need to repair things, and I know since the update that has changed, you can no longer turn off dirt and it won't, then there'll be no repair costs. I know that if you turn off dirt now, that it just puts it down to its lowest setting. However, I have found, and I don't know, there hasn't been another update, so I don't know why, but I have mine set on slow, my dirt setting set on slow. I haven't got it turned off, but slow. But I'm finding these vehicles and machinery are wearing still very, very quickly. I can only imagine what it must be like if you've got your dirt setting on fast, or, you know, it must be catastrophically expensive. Come on, how far through are we? 98%, we're so nearly there. Lift the plough. Turn the plough. Come on. This last pass, this should do it. Surely this will do it. Probably shouldn't have done that while I was turning, but... drop it down. Let's go again. Into the sunset. Now I can't see the menu. There it goes, but it's pretty much invisible once you've got the sun glaring on it. Come on. It's funny how you get some jobs, like fertilising jobs or whatever, where you can do a field and you get 20 grand. This one pays 17, I think. It will be a little bit less than 17 because I borrowed the equipment. And this has taken 4 times as long as any of the fertilising contracts. It's nice to mix it up, do something a bit different. And use different machinery too. Phew! We are done. So, let's have a look. 15,236. Let's collect that. Nice. Oh, I don't want another ploughing contract. No. But I am going to take on one of these bad boys. I think I'm going to do field 13 because it's a bit smaller than field 7. And I don't want to get a big chunk through this and be so demoralised and fed up. And then thought to myself, I really should have done the smaller one. So for 1,225 I can borrow the equipment. So field 13 I can't believe I'm doing this. Let's borrow items. Oh, I'm all the way here, I've got to go all the way back to the store now. I'll go back to the store. We'll get the stuff. I'm not going to put you through the whole, you know. We're up to 239,000 though. Woohoo! Tell you what, it was that cotton still, that's blown my mind, that has. Plus, actually, when I do get the contract going, what I might do, I think, is I'll get the worker going on field 13 with the potato seeding. Once that's kind of set off and going quite happily, I'll get over here and I think I'll lease a cultivator. We'll cultivate field 2. I don't think field 2 needs anything else though. I'm pretty sure, looking at it, field 2, fruit types, we've done that. Growth is unharvested, and then soil composition, no, good, it doesn't need lime, doesn't need doesn't need ploughing. So if I just cultivate in what's there, I suppose I could fertilise it first, couldn't I? Yeah, and then we'll get some seed in it. So I can do that at the same time as my workers working on the potato planting. That's probably the best thing to do, I think. Okay, so we've got the Grimmy, is it compactor? It is, the GL860. Oh, this is the one that's like a transformer, isn't it, when it opens out? Is it the same one? Sure it is. I absolutely love it, it's really cool. So, stay at 6270. I did do the contract on field 13, didn't I? Not 7. This I'll probably need to open out to put the seed in. they do that for some reason. What a cool bit of kit. I know I say that every time I use it. That's so cool. I don't know how much it takes actually. Let's get some seed bags. I'm going to need a load of them anyway. Like I say, it pays out a lot, but we're going to need a lot of seed. So let's get 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Let's start with 5 and go from there really. So is this seed and fertiliser at the same time? All it asked me to do was seeds, didn't it? Oh, what? Oh no, I suddenly thought, no! Yeah, so fill 30 with potatoes. That's all it asks. Okay. Now, as I recall, they really do get through the potatoes fairly quickly, or the seed fairly quickly. They always did on 17, so I'm kind of anticipating it being a little bit scary on the costs on this, but I forgot to look and see what we were on before I started. As long as we get more than 234,000, we'll have made money. This is going to take a lot, isn't it? Okay, another cup. Another 3, do you reckon? 1, 2, 3. There we go. Right. Just let me fold it back up again. Oh, cool. Just to get up there. Otherwise we're going to take up the whole road. Beacons on. And let's go. Then just up the hill here. And we are pretty much at the end of another episode, I think. We'll get this set off and yeah, not a bad one, quite productive, made a nice tidy bit of money, got ourselves a new harvester. It's all good, it's all good. Beacons off. These are not fast machines by any stretch of the imagination. Let's hire a worker. So the worker fee is going to be quite expensive too. It's doing it at 7 miles an hour, that's not too bad, it's just how scarily fast that's going down. Oh, I really do hope I make some money on this. Oh dear. I mean, at the end of the day, you wouldn't get a contract where you make a loss. Surely they wouldn't give you a contract that does that. There's some interesting patterns coming out there. Ooh, little chevrons every now and again. So that's it, that's the end of this episode. We've done a few different jobs and now we're doing a little bit of potato planting. Very nice indeed. If you have enjoyed this episode, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.